Come have fun with us and don't forget to subscribe.
What's up everybody, I'm Rick.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to a review of the 1938 movie Test Pilot. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is our bucket list channel, a channel in which we try to realize the goals and dreams that are on our bucket lists. And one of those goals is for us to watch every Best Picture nominee from 1927 to 2028. That means 101 years of movies, and as of now, Anna, we've watched 96 movies. Not a lot considering everything we had to watch,
We're
but
still in the beginning of this.
almost 100 movies. The latest of which is Test Pilot, the movie we're going to be talking about today. Test Pilot is an MGM movie that was released on April 22nd, 1938. The film tells the story of a daredevil test pilot who, even after getting married, continues to live a life filled with alcohol and risky test flights, much to the chagrin of his wife and best friend. So, Test Pilot, Anna, what did you think of this star-filled movie?
I mean, I really liked it. I thought it was a really good movie, very good story, surprising ending.
Yeah, they make you think that it's going to go one way, right?
Yeah.
Like, as you're watching it, you're like, of course he's gonna die.
Yeah, of course that's where this is going.
Mm-hmm. And then he doesn't.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be full of spoilers, this video. What I thought was interesting too is the dilemma that they present you with, right? Like, you have this guy who flying is his life, right? This is the thing he loves to do. But, especially in these times, it's very dangerous. And so his wife and his friends, who's also his co-worker, have to deal with the fact that probably one day he's gonna get into an accident and die. Especially since, like the summary says, he's kind of a daredevil, right?
Right. And his wife very much has this attitude, this mentality of, I'm just waiting for it to happen.
For the moment where you die, right? On the other hand, like, when he's not flying, he's drinking heavily.
Yeah.
And she says something like, he has to drink to fly, and he can't stop flying, otherwise, right, he's not him. And if he's not him, then I don't like him.
Right.
But if he keeps flying, he dies. And so she feels like she's kind of in this dead end, which I think it's interesting when she said, like, he has to fly to keep his nerve, right? When he has to drink to keep his nerves when he's flying. He doesn't really have to.
He doesn't have to. And I was thinking, I don't know that it's okay for someone who drinks that much to be a pilot.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of seems dangerous, but...
in a sense, like, is that she understood the reason he was drinking.
And I really liked her character because very early on she understood the situation that she's in, that she put herself in the moment she fell in love with him.
Yeah.
And realized that she can either leave and tear her heart apart because she actually does love him, or stay and have her heart torn apart.
When eventually he dies.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. She decides to stay. So I thought, like, that shows a lot of courage, but also really knowing what you want.
Mm-hmm. And I thought the addition of a third character in the dynamic, right? The best friend, Spencer Tracy, who's the mechanic, who understands her more than her husband really does, because he's in the same situation, right? And
also because she vents out to him
a lot, yeah, but he understands her, right? At some point when he's telling her to either leave or stay, but he says, like, to himself, like, we can't leave him because life would be boring without him, right? So in a sense, he's very attached to
like, I feel like that's a lot more his position. Like,
yeah,
it's my friend, and you know, he makes my life interesting. And
he's very attached, right? They were living together before that, and they spent all of their time together.
Yeah.
He can't see his life without his friend, but at the same time, just like her, he's just waiting for the moment where eventually he'll die. But yeah, very interesting movie, very well-rounded story and characters. The characters really make the movie, like the three of them and their
dynamic, which I thought would be difficult to accept when I first realized that really this is a three characters movie, because it's a relation, like, it's a marriage between two of the characters, and the third one kind of feels like the third wheel.
Yeah.
Like, at some points I was watching and thinking, why are you still there, you know? Mm-hmm. But it does make sense. Like, they do make the best out of this character. It doesn't feel like he shouldn't have been in the story, you know?
Yeah, and it is sad for that third character, right, Spencer Tracy's character, because it starts weighing on him even more once the wife gets there, because now not only is he shouldering his own, like, fear of him dying, but also hers, and he can't say anything to Clark Gable's character,
Right.
because she doesn't want him to know that
Yes.
she's worried, and so it kind of sends him in this spiral, and he himself starts drinking right by the end of the movie, and he himself is the victim of all of it by the end of the movie too,
Yes.
which is very sad. We keep talking about like these actors and this star-studded film. Let's take a look at who they are and who made this movie. Test Pilot was a movie directed by Victor Fleming, director of Captain's Courageous. It stars Clark Gables as Jim Lane. We saw him in It Happened One Night, Mutiny on the Bounty, San Francisco. Well, what did you think of him?
I mean, I really like Clark Gable. I liked him here too. I feel like he does kind of play the same type of character.
Yeah.
Sure, different storylines. His characters are generally very complex, but as his attitude, he's definitely a
You
typecast.
recognize him.
Yeah.
Definitely. But he does it well, right?
Yeah, he
Throughout
does.
the whole movie, it's a believable character,
Yes.
and you're behind him, right? Even though he's kind of, I mean, mean or jerky at points, but like you understand the character and where he's coming from and the issues that he has to go through.
And what I like about this character is that, as I was saying, his characters are usually complex. It would be easy when the story is presented you mostly from the wife's point of view. Oh, I'm just waiting for him to die. I'm so sad. I don't know what to do about this. To just look at him and say, hey, maybe just stop. But you don't.
Yeah.
Like, he makes you feel like, no, he really, like, this is his passion. He really wants, he lives up there in the sky, the way he talks about it. It makes you feel like it would be unfair to ask his character to
stop,
give
yeah.
up his dream, you know? I really like that.
I mean, we're all about dreams here on this channel, right? And so I
Yes.
really connected with this idea of just like, this is my dream and like I can't stop. If I stop, I'm not me anymore. He does stop at the end after, of course, Spencer Tracy's character dies. It's a tragic way for all of it to come to an end, right? Movie also stars Myrna Loy as Anne Barton. She marries him after one day that they met together. I thought that was...
They got married in one day. She just gets on the plane with him, lives with him, and gets married by the end of that day. And I was thinking, and you said that too while we were watching the movie, did she never tell anyone? Her
that she
parents,
was
her family?
getting
like,
married and leaving?
She just like got on a plane, got married in another state, and then they went right straight to New York or wherever. I don't know where they were living. That was so weird. That was so out
Did
of
nobody
nowhere.
ever wonder, like, where's Anne? But yeah, Myrna Loy, we'll remember her from Aerosmith, The Tin Man, The Great Ziegfeld, and Live-Old Lady. Here, she was great in my opinion. She always is,
Yeah.
but once again, the character was very well played by her, and you could understand the pain and the distress that she was going through. And several times throughout the movie, right, she quickly switched from being like, oh, F this, I'm going away, I don't want to stay with you, and just wait for the moment you die. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, oh no, I'm staying. And you understand that, right? The flip-flop.
Like the conflict
Yeah.
that happens within herself between I love him, but I hate this situation.
And he doesn't, right? It's not until Drake tells him at the end of the movie, like, hey, she's actually very worried whenever you're flying, right? And like he doesn't see it, of course, because she doesn't want him to know. And then we also have Spencer Tracy as Gunnar Morris. We'll remember him from San Francisco, Live-Old Lady, Captain's Courageous, and Boys Town. Spencer Tracy, always great.
I feel like I'm also starting to see a pattern with his characters.
Yeah.
He's the friend-zoned, the best friend, always there for everyone. I don't know, and I can't tell for sure that his attitude necessarily helps him, like the way he plays his character. Maybe it's his face, I don't know. He has a very friendly appearance, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, here, again, very good acting, interesting character, and as I said, I thought it was very interesting that it didn't feel like he was the third wheel in a relationship. He did make his role feel very important in the movie and, you know, in the marriage of his friend.
Yeah. Usually the morally right character,
Yeah.
right, that he plays,
True.
whether it's a priest or just someone here in this movie, he's the one who like always tries to, you know, get Lane to come back to reality or like realize that, hey, there's
Straighten him up,
Yeah.
get him back in line.
And then Lionel Barrymore as Drake. We'll remember him from the Hollywood Review of 1929, Grand Hotel, David Copperfield, and also Captain's Courageous. really all stars this movie.
Yeah, big stars from good movies.
Yeah.
Previous movies that we have watched.
Definitely. The movie was well received by both the audience and the critics and was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. Best Picture or Outstanding Production as it was known back then, Best Original Story for Frank Weed, and Best Film Editing for Tom Held. Now you'd be surprised no acting
I am actually. I thought it would get at least one acting nomination, but I am also thinking now best editing, maybe for those like flight scenes and all of that. I think they didn't have any nomination back then or category for like special effects or I don't know, anything of this kind. Because I feel like maybe that's what they would have given this movie, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Still surprising that none of the actors were given a nod. You'd think, right, with this all-star cast.
Yeah, and they were so good, all of them, really.
Yeah. Apparently, they all got along pretty well, except for Gable and Tracy, who had a kind of a weird relationship.
You mentioned that in a previous movie, no?
Yeah. Anna, anything else you'd like to mention about this movie that we haven't touched on yet?
I did talk a little bit about those flying scenes. I was thinking as I watched the movie that really this is the first movie since Wings that we see with such daring, in-flight footage.
Yeah, that's true. Especially like because at several points during the movie there are planes that get either destroyed or damaged in the air. And I'm wondering, like, how did they do that then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wonder if maybe they aren't with model planes or something like this.
Yeah, probably.
I think so. But even so, like, really good job because you can definitely see the advancement in technology when you think back on Wings. You know, it's been almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
You know,
Wings was impressive. It's been more than 10 years.
Yeah.
1927. Like you said, if there were Academy nods for more technical stuff and special effect, I'm sure they would have gotten one.
Yeah.
And also just interesting to get this subject of test pilot, a movie, right? This is not something that people ever think about or talk about, at least not me, right? When the movie started and there was the titles explaining what test pilots do, I was like, I guess there are people like that, right? So, Anna, would you recommend this movie?
Oh, I would definitely recommend it, yes.
Yes, I would recommend it too. This is a great movie, very interesting story. It didn't go the way I thought it would, but I guess if you've watched this video up until now, you've been spoiled, but still, I would recommend it to anyone who haven't seen it. Even if you know the ending, it's a great ride. Time for us to rank it now.
Oh, yes.
For every year of the Academy Awards, we rank the movies that were nominated for Best Picture that year. Right now, we're doing the 1938 movies, the 11th Academy Awards year. And as of now, our list is at number 8, The Citadel, number 7, Four Daughters, number 6, Boys Town, number 5, Pygmalion, number 4, Jezebel, number 3, The Adventures of Robin Hood, number 2, Alexander's Ragtime Band, and number 1, La Grande Illusion. Where do you put Test Pilot?
I think after careful 30 seconds consideration that I would put it at number 2.
Yes, I would put it at number 2 also. In my opinion, this is one of the standout of a year that is kind of mediocre, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But that was definitely a good movie. It stands out against all of these other ones.
Looking at the list now, I feel like the top 3 is... Well, the top 3 is pretty good. The first movie is genius.
Leagues ahead of the others, right?
The rest are just... okay.
I mean, Jezebel, the main actress was wonderful and that's it, right? And then the rest of the movies don't really have something that you can pinpoint. Like, oh, this was great. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely agree, right? La Grande Illusion is far ahead of the others.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, number 2 seems like a good spot. So, our new ranking is at number 9, The Citadel. At number 8, Four Daughters. At number 7, Boys Town. Number 6, Pygmalion. Number 5, Jezebel. Number 4, The Adventures of Robin Hood. Number 3, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Number 2, Test Pilot. And number 1, La Grande Illusion. One movie left.
You know, I'm looking at this list, looking at number 1, and I cannot imagine the winner of this year beating La Grande Illusion.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a lot of movies beating that.
Yeah, we shall see.
You know, in our list.
I kind of feel like the Academy was a bit behind when it comes to La Grande Illusion, right?
Yeah.
It only got the Best Picture nomination, nothing for the actors, nothing for the story.
And it is the first foreign language nomination
exactly.
for Best Picture, so...
I think it got robbed. It got robbed. But we'll see. We haven't seen the last movie, so that might be an interesting twist at the very end there. That was it for our review of Test Pilot, the 1938 movie. If you've seen the movie yourself, please comment in the comment section below and let us know what you thought of it. Like this video if you did. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And don't forget that just like Clark Gable's character who's chasing his dream in the sky, if you yourself have a dream or a goal that you'd want to realize, take that first step.
Bye-bye.